I have a younger friend who recently moved into a fairly spacious and clean house over the past few months. However, during one of our conversations, he shared with me that lately, life inside the house has often been filled with small conflicts between family members. On top of that, his work has also started running into unexpected problems. So when I had a chance to visit his place, I took a closer look and realized that the house was set deep inside a dead-end alley. At the same time, the front area was wider than the back, creating an unbalanced layout in the overall space. From a Feng Shui perspective, this is a type of structure where the flow of energy entering the house tends to have difficulty circulating smoothly and distributing evenly throughout the interior. This can affect daily life, work, and finances. However, the people living inside often do not pay attention to these factors. That is why in today's video, I am going to help you recognize common house layouts that may quietly drain your vital energy or lead to typical health issues, so that if you encounter them, you can make adjustments early and avoid unnecessary impacts later on. Now, let's get started. The impact of a house on health and family harmony. In the flow of Eastern culture, Feng Shui can be seen as a kind of environmental science of living, where people and space constantly interact through invisible streams of energy. Try to imagine that your house is not just a lifeless block of concrete, but a living body with breath, blood vessels, and a heart. And just like our own bodies, when everything functions in harmony, it stays healthy. But when one part has a problem, the entire system is affected. So, have you ever wondered whether your home is healthy or quietly getting sick? First, take a look at the main entrance, which is often compared to the mouth of energy or the respiratory system of the house. This is where incoming energy is received. But if there are issues like doors directly facing each other, a long hallway pointing straight into the house, or a road leading directly toward the front door, the energy flow can become disturbed. When that happens, the living space may feel stagnant, and your work may struggle to progress smoothly. Next is the system of hallways and staircases, which function like blood vessels, carrying energy throughout the house. You may notice that some homes have a long, narrow hallway as soon as you walk in, or a staircase aligned directly with the front door. Layouts like these cause energy to move too quickly, similar to blood flow being disrupted in the body. Over time, this can create tension, and even finances may seem to flow away instead of staying stable. More important than anything else is the central area of the house, the true heart of the living space. This is the place that needs the most balance and cleanliness. However, in reality, many homes place a bathroom or a staircase right in this position. Think about it. If the heart is contaminated or constantly disturbed, can the body remain healthy? The same applies to your living space. It can lead to conflicts, declining health, and an overall sense of imbalance. Then comes the kitchen, which is considered the digestive system and the source of nourishment for energy. If the kitchen and water elements are placed directly opposite each other or located near a bathroom, the conflict between elements can disrupt the energy flow. This can also lead to unexpected expenses. Finally, look at the overall shape of the land and the house, which is like the skin and immune system protecting the entire body. A square and well-balanced layout tends to create stability. On the other hand, if the house is missing corners or has an irregular shape, it is like a body missing a part. Energy in those areas becomes weakened, which can then affect each member of the family. So which house layouts are quietly draining your vital energy and causing your living space to become unbalanced? Right after this, I will point out specific cases so you can compare them with your own home. Group of harmful layouts related to roads and traffic systems. If we see the house as a living body, then the roads around it are like channels that carry energy to nourish the entire interior space. However, not all energy flows are gentle. Sometimes they can become invisible blades if we do not know how to regulate them. Number 1. A road leading straight into the front door. If your house has a road pointing directly at the main entrance, in Feng Shui, this is called cutting arrow energy. This layout causes the energy flow to rush straight into the house like an arrow, creating constant pressure and preventing balance inside. Living in such a space, your work may frequently face obstacles. You may put in a lot of effort, but not achieve the desired results. Even your finances may come and go quickly, especially due to unexpected health-related expenses for family members. Number 2. A house located on the outer curve of a bend. A house positioned on the outer side of a curve is known as sickle-shaped energy. The movement of traffic creates centrifugal force, like an invisible blade cutting across the front of your home. This layout can cause career difficulties, damage your reputation, and expose you to unhealthy competition. As a result, your finances may fluctuate unpredictably. To adjust the energy flow for these two situations, you need to redirect and soften the incoming energy. For homes facing a straight road, you can deflect the energy and reduce its force using a bagua mirror or plants. For homes on a curve, you can slow down the energy flow with greenery or Feng Shui objects placed in front of the house. Number 3. A house at the end of a dead-end alley. A house located at the end of a dead-end alley tends to trap energy without circulation. Here, positive energy flows in but has no exit, eventually becoming stagnant. This can make you feel unmotivated in your work, strain relationships with colleagues, and lead to frequent conflicts. To rebalance the energy in this type of home, you simply need to create movement in the flow. This can be done with wind chimes, water features like a small indoor fountain, and by keeping the front area open and uncluttered. Once the energy is guided properly, the overall atmosphere in the house will gradually become more balanced. Group of harmful layouts from architecture and surrounding environment. Number 1. A house facing sharp corners. If your house is facing sharp corners from a neighbor's roof or wall pointing directly at the front door or balcony, it falls under what Feng Shui calls fire-shaped negative energy. This type of layout accumulates extremely strong fire energy. As a result, your family may experience frequent conflicts, and more importantly, it can increase the risk of fire hazards due to the overstimulation of the fire element. Number 2. A house facing a narrow gap between two tall buildings. If your house directly faces a narrow gap between two high-rise buildings, that gap acts like a falling sky blade, compressing energy into a tight space and sending a chaotic potok straight toward your home. This can lead to unexpected accidents or issues related to blood and circulation due to the harsh and conflicting energy flow. In Feng Shui, this is considered a very serious issue known as heaven-cutting energy. If your home falls into either of these two situations, you can partially reduce the impact by using metal-based Feng Shui items, such as a dragon turtle statue, placed facing the source of the negative energy to reflect and suppress it. Number 3. A house surrounded by heavy yin energy. If your home is located near places such as cemeteries or hospitals, or if it is covered with dense, overgrown vines, then according to Feng Shui, it is affected by excessive yin energy. These areas tend to accumulate stagnant and decaying energy, which directly disrupts the balance between yin and yang in your living space and can weaken the positive yang energy that sustains the home. When yang energy is depleted, the overall prosperity of your family may be hindered. This is especially harmful to the health of elderly people and young children, and it can make it harder for family members to attract opportunities, luck, and a sense of freshness in life. To help reduce the impact of this type of layout, you should increase lighting inside the house, keep the space bright, and use materials like quartz stones to balance the energy. At the same time, keep the area in front of the house open and uncluttered, and regularly trim plants to maintain a smooth and stable flow of energy. Group of harmful layouts related to land shape and structural foundation. You know, the shape of the land and how we determine the center of the house are key factors in deciding the prosperity and peace of the entire family. An ideal plot of land is usually square or rectangular, providing a stable structure that allows energy to be evenly distributed in all directions. If the land is irregularly shaped, it is like a fracture in the energy flow, blocking your luck right from the root. Number 1. A house that is wide in the front and narrow in the back. This is one of the most concerning layouts, often referred to in Feng Shui as a narrow back house. Imagine this. A wide entrance allows a lot of energy to come in, but a narrow back gives it no space to settle. Instead, the energy swirls intensely and gets pushed back out. This is a symbol of gradual decline. At first, you may still be able to earn money, but over time it becomes harder to save, and your finances seem to slip away. It can even cause people in the house to feel physically drained due to the lack of fresh energy circulation. Number 2. A house with missing corners. A well-balanced square house represents completeness for all family members and directions. If your house is missing a corner, that area is considered severely damaged in terms of energy. For example, a missing northwest corner may affect the father figure, while a missing southeast corner can block your financial luck. Living in an incomplete house like this may lead to misfortune or declining health for you and your loved ones. Number 3. An off-center house. If the center of the house is shifted too far to the right, it may lead to financial loss. If it is shifted to the left, the family may experience frequent arguments and ongoing conflicts due to the imbalance between opposing energy forces. To reduce the impact of these types of layouts, you can use large mirrors placed along the back wall or incorporate earth element items such as quartz stones or ceramic vases to make the space feel more stable and expansive. You can also use rugs with colors that align with your personal energy or install stronger lighting to guide the energy back toward the center. This helps restore the balance between yin and yang and re-establish a steady flow of prosperity throughout the home. Group of harmful layouts in interior arrangement. If the external layout is the big picture, then the way we arrange the interior is like the meridian system that determines the flow of energy throughout the entire house. Just a small mistake in placing furniture can turn positive energy into harmful energy, quietly draining your wealth without you even realizing it. Number 1. Front door aligned with the back door. This is one of the most common issues you can see in modern homes. In Feng Shui, it is known as piercing energy, where the main entrance lines up directly with the back door or balcony, causing incoming energy to rush straight through and exit immediately in a strong, direct jerion. This is exactly why money in your household may constantly slip away. No matter how hard you work or how much effort you put into your business, it becomes difficult to maintain long-term results. Number 2. Exposed ceiling beams pressing down. Another source of pressure above you that you need to pay attention to is exposed concrete beams, known as overhead beam pressure. When you place your bed, altar, or work desk directly under one of these beams, it is like having a sword hanging above your head, concentrating energy downward onto your body. Over time, this can lead to chronic sleep issues and disrupt your personal energy field. In particular, if your altar is placed under a beam, the spiritual connection within the home may be blocked, leading to frozen financial growth and a gradual decline in health. Number 3. Kitchen facing or sharing a wall with the bathroom. Finally, take a close look at the kitchen area, which is often considered the wallet of the home. If the kitchen, representing fire, is placed directly opposite or too close to the sink or bathroom, representing water, the house falls into a conflict between water and fire elements. This imbalance can block financial growth, lead to unnecessary expenses, and weaken the bond between family members. To adjust these types of layouts, you can use drywall panels, partitions, or suitable barriers to redirect energy flow in cases where doors align directly. At the same time, cover or soften the impact of exposed beams that create pressure in the living space. Once the energy flows smoothly without being compressed, the home will feel more balanced, and your work, finances, and health can gradually improve. Group of harmful layouts at the central area. In the energy structure of a house, the very center is called the central zone. This is the true heart that regulates and distributes energy to every corner. If this heart is strong, the entire house feels full of life. But if it is damaged, the whole family's well-being can be affected immediately. One of the biggest mistakes commonly seen in modern designs is placing a bathroom right at the center of the house. In Feng Shui, this turns the place where positive energy gathers into a source of negative and contaminated energy. From this central point, harmful energy spreads in all directions, polluting the positive energy that entered through the main door. This is also why many families may do well at first, but over time begin to decline. Family harmony breaks down, and even chronic health issues may appear because the core energy system of the home has been compromised. In addition, you should avoid placing spiral staircases or leaving clutter in this area. The central zone requires calmness and cleanliness. If you introduce constant movement or disorder here, your financial stability may become unpredictable and unbalanced. If your home already has these issues and you cannot relocate them, there is no need to worry too much. You can place white quartz stones inside the bathroom to stabilize the energy field, increase warm yellow lighting, and use natural essential oils to keep the space dry and warm. These small adjustments can help protect the heart of your home, prevent negative energy from spreading, and maintain overall prosperity for your family. Recognizing harmful house layouts is the first step in protecting your home and taking control of your life. When you begin to make adjustments, even from the smallest points of imbalance, and allow energy to flow smoothly, positive energy can be created every single day. At that point, your home becomes a peaceful place where you can recharge your energy and attract good fortune. If you still have any questions about Feng Shui in your home, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We can discuss them together and find better solutions in future videos. Goodbye, and see you next time.